This is race number 1 of the Intelligentsia Cup. It's the Glen Criterium. This is a really fun course with a fair bit of technical sections, but nothing too difficult to manage. I did start near the front, but you can see I had kind of an issue getting clipped in, which pushed me back a little further than I would have liked to start. My fitness coming into this week was a little bit off from where I had wanted it to be, since I had to take an unexpected week off the bike prior for work. I still retained most of my fitness, but my body was in a little bit of a shocked state once the race started, and you can see that with my lack of keeping my forward position in the race. At this point, I'm pretty far back from where I did start, and we haven't even finished the first lap. I use everyone else's hard braking into this 180-degree turn to move up a few spots, but it's pretty insignificant, since I still have to use a ton of effort to accelerate and stay with the rest of the race. Coming out of this 180, I'm not exactly sure what happened with this rider on the right, other than he just came out way too wide and couldn't hold his line near the curb. He looked like he went down pretty slowly in the grass, and I think he ended up just fine. This hill before the last corner doesn't look too bad, and you can carry a good amount of speed into it, but it does sting a little bit every time you have to accelerate into it. As soon as we come into the final corner of the first lap, you can see the pack has slowed down significantly, but when we get onto the finishing straight, everybody's back to railing it again, which makes it really difficult to move up. Up ahead there's a roundabout, and it comes into a downhill corner, and it's one of the best parts of the course in my opinion. Unfortunately, since I was never really near the front, I didn't really ever get the opportunity to hit it with a lot of speed and pick up my line. You can see that I managed to move up a bit, but once we get down the descent here, gaps start to open up and I have to work to close them, to keep myself and my teammate Alex on the back of the pack. I've managed to work my way back up to further into the pack, but I've burned a few matches at this point, and I'm really hoping that I can sit in and recover. The pace is pretty high, and you can see that I'm not riding my best race at the moment, and I myself am starting to let gaps open up as well. My teammate Mark is rotating back and asks me how I'm doing. I tell him I'm okay, but I really just don't have the legs today, and you can see as we head up the hill here that I'm starting more and more not to be able to match the accelerations out of the back of the group. At this point in the race, I'm near the last rider and I can hear the moto behind me, which is never encouraging. I'm just managing to stay near the back, and even when the group is slowing down, I feel like I'm working way too hard to stay on. Up the little kicker, I finally begin to become unhinged. My teammate Steven rides past and I give it everything I have to try and stick with him and make it back to the group, but I don't have much left. Slowly and slowly, the pack drifts further up the road for me as I let gaps open up and have no real effort left to give to catch them. I can pick up a bit of time through the corners, but my acceleration afterwards is just gone. This is a really tough way to start off this series, and I really had to work hard mentally not to let it get me down. I always look forward to the series of races, and it really was a disappointment when they didn't perform well. Shout out to my awesome teammates John and Mark, who took first and third respectively, and they were super helpful in keeping out of my negative headspace. Our whole new Cat 3 team is awesome, and I loved racing this whole series with them. It was a blast. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, go ahead and subscribe.